Hello and welcome back to the Coosters this week. My name is Julia and I am the mother to 6 kids, 3 boys and 3 girls, ages 10 through 1. My husband Jesse and I are both teachers living in Vancouver, British Columbia, and we've been making videos on YouTube for the last 6 months on Catholicism, homeschooling, and minimalism. And today I'm going to share with you my girls' shared bedroom space. My girls are ages 7, 6, and 5. They have a north-facing bedroom in our 1,400 square foot townhouse. This room's priority is the girls' sleep, but it also functions as our main play area. Thank you so much if you are one of the 350 subscribers that have found me in the last 6 months on YouTube. I'm so humbled that these little videos on Catholicism, minimalism, and homeschooling from a Canadian mom's perspective have reached you. And if you found value in it, I would encourage you to support this because I think on YouTube we could really use more positive and affirming videos that show everyday people and everyday lives so that we can grow together, learn together, and do better together. So this is a north-facing room, but it allows plenty of light. I painted a 1.5 years ago this ombre style paint treatment, and you can see it fades from violet to Cinderella blue and then aqua. And it's just lovely. It's inspired by Frozen and all the Disney movies. You often see in the Disney books that kind of ombre design on their artwork, and it really makes for a beautiful space. The girls have this bunk bed. Pia sleeps on top and Gemma there, and then Rose, we just pulled out the little crib mattress and give her a blanket for the evening, and she is just tucked in and fine, and it's safe there. Eventually we'll have to give her a proper bed, but at this age she really doesn't care. And I love that all 3 girls can be, stacked up like that during the daytime because it allows all this open space for playing. And that is just so key with kids, right? Now, in a minimalist room, I really think having matching or coordinating sheet sets works beautifully. And one of the things that I invested in, it was a pretty penny, were these Betty Buddies, which I had to buy from the States. And that was expensive, yes, because they had to cross the border. But we love the zipper bedding. It does up with these heavy duty zippers on either side, and we got the one that has the minky layer underneath. And even though we live in Canada and it does get colder, although Vancouver is pretty mild, we definitely find that just the minky and the cotton sheets are enough. If the kids really need something more, then I can come to the closet and pull out an extra quilt that we keep up there. But really, the Betty Buddies I think are fine. I try to just keep the basics on the bed, their sleeping pillow, and then they can have their favorite stuffy as well that they like, but that's it. And it doesn't take long to make the beds in the morning, and I just think it just makes everything look so tidy, and it starts the day well with a good chore like that. And then in this little corner, we had space for a ballet bar and mirror, and I've hung on one side a little hook for the girls' necklaces, and they can hang their purses as well on the bar. They all are very feminine, and they all like their little dressy things, and this serves beautifully. It's also our only full-length mirror in the house, so I need it too. I can wipe the baseboards efficiently, I can vacuum, and I even give the rug a wipe down with a warm soapy cloth and some vinegar every once in a while, just to really disinfect and make this carpeted area as clean as possible. And it is possible, just with a little soap and water, to keep the carpet looking pretty good in between, annual carpet cleaning if you wish to do that. On this wall in the girls' room, there's a closet, which I'll show in a moment. And then there's this funny little alcove niche. And it's really puzzled my husband and I what to do with this niche for 10 years until we took apart our bookcase and found it fit perfectly, surprisingly perfectly in here. And it's really good for displaying the children's toys so that they can see them and access them. So I'll take you here and show you what the main toys are that my girls love. Number one is this Calico Critter dollhouse, which they received as a group gift last Christmas. And I turned in my big homemade wooden one for this one because this one is so sturdy and you can play around with the different configurations of it, and it's waterproof and it's made so well. It's pricey, but I think paying for very good toys that will last a lifetime is worth it. So all the Calico Critter gear we keep in this little bin here. Try to keep it separated. And then over here, all the kids really like the Brio Thomas the Train set stuff here. And then surprisingly, the best little toy that my girls like are these little Jenga blocks, and they create all sorts of beds and horse stables, you name it, with those. So having simple blocks is a must. These are books that are well loved in our house. The Picture Book of Saints, the First Big Book of Where, the World Atlas, and a very used Fancy Nancy 5-minute bedtime stories. On the second shelf of the bookcase is another very popular game. The kids tend to play not so much checkers and chess on here, Philip does that more, but they use the little pieces again in their make-believe world. And then this is my favorite handmade item that's a quiet book that my aunt made when I was a little girl, and we take it to church with us because it serves as a great little quiet book and busy book, and the toddlers can work on their buttons and their lacing, and she did the most beautiful job with this. So I'm sharing it with the world so that if anybody is a sewer, they can maybe be inspired to create something like this. Such good skills for little fingers, such classic, good quality construction. You can't buy that anymore. Or if you can, it's like $100, right? This is a recent book that my 5-year-old received for her birthday from Grandma, Bramble Island ABC. What a great, beautiful illustrated book, and it's in our neighborhood, so that's great too. These are some of the kids' board books. Some of my favorite ones are Max Lucado's You Are Special, and then they love the rhyme scheme of the Elves of Cologne. We read these throughout the year a lot to the toddlers. Rose and David can pretty much recite Hugs all the way through, and Robert Munch is a big Canadian favorite, and you have to have a few I Spy books with toddlers, I think. They are the best. On the upper shelves of the bookcase, this is a little bit harder for the little ones to get to, so we have some of the older children's books up here. But I'll show you, we have this lovely The Donkey No One Could Ride. These are more of our religious books. This was given by a dear godmother to my child recently, If Jesus Came to My House, and I have to show you, it is so sweet, by Joan Gale Thomas. It's all about what would you do if the child Jesus came to your house, and it just has the most beautiful rhyme scheme. If Jesus came to my house and knocked upon the door, I'm sure I'd be more happy than I've ever been before. And then it goes on. The little boy takes Jesus and shows him his favorite chair and his toys and the places in this house that scare him. And the message of the book is to be hospitable and treat everybody like Jesus. So isn't that nice and a good message? The girls have their playing cards, a deck of cards in there. The kids all love listening to Adventures in Odyssey. And then on the very top of the bookcase, we have some of the older children's books. We really like the Blue Fairy book. We like the other ones on the parables and the illustrated gospel. We have some of the classic readers books we hope to encourage our children to look at. Philip has already read quite a few of these at 10 years. If you've seen the whole house tour before, you know that I don't use this closet for the children's clothes. I keep their main play clothes, everyday clothes, pajamas in the staircase hallway. I only keep their dressy clothes for both the boys and the girls up here. And then tell me in the comments if you wish to see the contents of my children's baby boxes and sort of their sentimental memory items. I'm thinking I might share that sometime because I think that these memory boxes are just a great way to contain your children's baby things, and it's so easy as the mom to be popping things in there, and it gives a defined space for them. In the kids' closet here, my father made this little kitchen from, can you see it? It's a bedside table. And I had an idea to convert it to a little play kitchen some years ago. I think the girls were about 3, 2, and 1 at that time, you know, right when they were at that starting to play with things. And we just added some IKEA kitchen things here. And I bought a little Baker's Secret pan to act as the sink. The most expensive thing about this was buying the faucet, but I got that from a new and used kind of hardware store, but everything else was just given, and my dad's hours that he spent making it. So in here we just have some more toys, flashlights, some hats. The dress up things are scattered in the basket here. My kids love dress up, and I encourage all sorts of dress up, including St. Nicholas in the house. So there's things there. And then these can be ovens, or just they're big compartments for the larger toys. And they use the door as a ramp, so they set it up there like a table all the time. And then I keep a big atlas, a big world atlas back there. It's just a gigantic book that they can spread out on the floor. So that is the closet area and the bookcase. So the girls have these drapes in their room, and they were inspired by Frozen. I painted these dark purple IKEA curtains a year ago when I painted the room, but we can't, because we live in a strata, have a dark color showing from the outside. So I have white curtains on the inside. And then another way that I darken this room is a roller shade. And this is one of the most economical ways to room darken your baby or children's room. It works so well. Even in the middle of the day, it cuts out 99% of the light, especially when you have these dark drapes on top of it. See what I mean? When you put the roller shade down and then you pull these dark drapes over it, especially in the summertime, it is effectively blacks out the whole room. But we can't put the curtains across the heater in the winter months, of course, because that would be a fire hazard. Always make sure, if you do plan to have curtains and you have one of these baseboard heaters, you need to have a good, I'd say 6-8 inches above cut off those curtains. We only close these in the summertime. In the winter time, it's dark in here and there's no need for us to do that extra measure. Thanks for joining me in my girls' room this week. The kids are really anxious to get back in here because I've spent way too long. Tell me if you want me to share the contents of the kids' baby boxes in a future video. But I hope you enjoyed seeing how we have our minimalist kids' bedroom. And please take care, subscribe if you wish, and I will see you next week. Bye now.